going up, we're going forward, doing it every day, the Pierre way. We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day, the Pierre way. We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day, the Pierre way. We're going up, we're going forward, doing it every day, the Pierre way.
Hey y'all.
What's up, fam? It's Robe
and Meima, and welcome to the Pierre Way podcast. We got the giggles.
We did.
We got the giggles. Took us a while to start this episode, but we here. We here. Baby, how you doing? You look great.
Thanks. You look amazing yourself,
Thank you so much.
This is our safari look.
Yeah, we calling it a safari look.
Shout out to the team.
Yeah.
Style the Saints.
Hey, check them
All
out.
right, check them out. They've been keeping the Pierre Way podcast holding us down.
Holding it down.
For sure.
Yeah, so for today's episode, baby, we're going to be talking about non-negotiables. The Pierre Way.
Non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables. So the things that we just are like, this is who we are. This is what we do. We don't budge. Lay down the law.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Ooh. Is that how it goes?
I think
so. Is that the saying?
Wait, say it again.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That is how it goes, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to have some non-negotiables. What are you for? What are you against? What are you about?
Yeah.
And so we'd love to share some of ours with you and why they exist.
Yeah.
So excited to go into that.
Yeah, for sure. So you want to just jump in?
Jump in, babe.
All right.
You go first.
Okay, so the first non-negotiable for us is, y'all, we do not cuss.
We don't cuss.
We don't cuss. We don't cuss.
No bleep diddy bleep boop boop
Ooh.
doop. Bloop boop.
Yeah, we don't cuss. I mean, let's start back in high
Listen,
school. You used to be.
Oh my gosh.
You were bad. I was like that good girl who like knew not to cuss, but I'd be like say something here or there once or twice. But like you had them out.
Yeah, my school and my friends, we used to cuss people out all the time.
Literally cuss people out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it's rooted in scripture, but it's just like also it's like we just became really protective over our space and what we allowed in and out.
Yeah.
And it's just like negativity, and just cussing was just not it. It wasn't part of the space that we wanted to cultivate.
Yeah.
For our children.
Right.
I mean, we didn't cuss before we have kids. That was a conscious decision that we made.
Yeah, we made it a while ago before.
But you don't really cuss when like for example, like I've been with you and you hit your toe on something and you're like,
no, for real.
You be
that's
like
so real.
You gave up cussing when you got you got reasons. You're like it's like it's so interesting, and I think it's like I mean the Bible talks about the same mouth you praise God with. It's like at the end of the day, it's like it's you can't blessing and cursing can't come out of the same tongue.
Yeah, right.
And so I think we've decided to use our tongue for blessing and not for curses.
Yeah.
For blessing others, to speak well of others.
And then just having to I don't want to use code switch, but I don't know how people do it. Like they be cussing in their house, and then when they go to their job, they could talk normal.
Oh
You're gonna slip up and say a wrong word at the wrong time. Yeah. Like you never seen those videos of people being worship and they say the wrong thing, and you be like, what?
That's tough.
So you just have to. It's kind of one of those things where you just want your life to be consistent everywhere.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
You just want it to be consistent.
You don't want to be someone else in one space and then have to switch and be someone else in the other space. Whoever you are, you have to have the capacity and the ability to be that person everywhere that you go.
Absolutely.
Because the real you is going to come out and you don't want to get into something that's just not good because people thought you were somebody you're not.
Right. Exactly.
And so that's our thing about cussing. And then it's just like you can't do something and expect your kids not to do it.
Right. I wasn't going to be out here cussing all over the place and then my kids start saying stuff and then you're like, why are you saying that? And they're like, well, you say it.
Yeah, and you want to be respectful and respectable.
Yes.
So it's like I want to give respect to my friends, my family.
Yeah.
And I want to actually demand that respect myself.
Right.
And sometimes people in conversation can disrespect you because you disrespect yourself, just the way you talk to them and the way you talk to other people. So you get what you attract.
That's true.
Second non-negotiable. In our marriage, we don't use the D word.
Yeah, what's the D word, baby?
Divorce.
Yeah, we ain't talking about. We don't saying it. We're not thinking it. We're not saying it. It's not even an option. Like
it's just
it's
like,
what's up? You got a problem with me? What's up?
Like like we don't mad be like, oh, I want to do. No, we don't. That's a huge. That's up there with the F word for us.
Yeah, like, it's not something you say. Like even, and I think when people think about saying the D word, they think of it as like in a serious way. Like like it's so angry, intense that you mention it. But even in playfully, we
joking, no.
do not. Yeah,
your words, you create your world with your words. Your words become a reality.
Yep.
And so we want to be careful with what we say.
Yeah.
And there are just some things like you have just because it is like permissible doesn't mean that you should do it. Just because you have the ability to say it doesn't mean that you should. It's that self-control we were talking about in the sex episode. It's like just because you have the ability to do it doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Other non-negotiable?
I don't know, I'm trying to think.
Drinking.
Oh, I was just about to say that. We don't drink.
That's a big one.
I
like,
know.
What?
I know.
I know some of you are like, what? Y'all don't drink?
Especially in this culture, like where drinking is how you socialize with people. Drinking
It'd be getting weird for us too.
Oh yeah, we go out with friends and
we go out
they
with
order
friends
drinks and we're like,
or family and stuff,
water.
and we're like, no, thank you. Well, can we talk a bit about how that came about?
Yeah, let's do. Yeah,
because we used to drink.
Yeah.
We used to love ourselves some Moscato.
Okay.
We used to go out and be
used
drinking
to turn up. Yep, we
and
sure
all
did.
of that stuff. So I think that's one of the things that we had to pivot and switch. It really came about because we became pastors, and in our church, we have something called Conduct Becoming, and it is a lifestyle contract that you sign. And part of it is that drinking, like you don't participate in drinking. And it is one of the biggest debates in our church amongst young adults, because in order to serve and stuff like that, that's something that we talk about. Yeah. That it's one of the things that we don't do. Now, we do want to preface by saying that there's nowhere in the Bible that says that you shouldn't drink. The Bible says that you should be of sober mind, so you can drink. It's just that you shouldn't drink so much where you don't have control of your actions and your mind and your body and all that stuff. However, the decision to not drink stems from like, if there is a danger in it, we don't even want to touch it.
Yeah. I remember I think it was when we first started talking about having children. Yeah. You didn't even want to keep alcohol in the house. Yeah. Like that was a big thing for you. So I grew up in a Caribbean household where like parents have a liquor cabinet. So like you have all the types of like liqueurs and drinks and stuff, wines. And I'm not gonna lie, we used to fool around it as kids, but that's a whole other story. Right. like, you know, but when we decided to like buy a home and have children and everything, you would be like, yeah, I don't even want that in my house. Yeah. Like it's not even a thing I want to keep around. And I remember we used to like tussle about it a little bit. Yeah. I'd be like, it's not that serious. Like just hiding it, like put it high, whatever. The kids will reach it. But you were like, no, it shouldn't even be like in our atmosphere. Like if we're not doing it, like let's not even be around it. Well,
the crazy thing is, like when I tell people this, people be like, oh, like did your parents have a drinking problem? No. There's no like alcoholism in my family at all. Yeah. Like no one has a drinking like issue. It's just that it's a danger, and I don't want to be the one to give my kids or family access to something that can kind of like ruin them. And if it's dangerous, I don't even want to touch it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to consume it. And then the thing is, like, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day who literally felt like in order for them to have fun, they had to drink.
No, that's terrible.
And I was just like, no, you don't. They were like, yes, I do. No, you like that's how I turn up. I'm like, you don't need to be drunk, and you don't need to be drinking in order to have fun. Yeah, no. It doesn't make any sense. Like alcohol does not have that much sway or that much.
It shouldn't have that much power over you. And if it does, then you need to like check and evaluate like yourself. You need to check and evaluate like what you value as fun. Kind of going back to like, how do we have fun, you know, without like while being broke? It's like you have to evaluate like what do you constitute as fun? Like what is fun about the drinking that you drink? Like, is it you like being out of your mind? Like you actually like being not sober because you don't want to think about stuff, or you don't want to face your truths, or like what is it associated with? And we can, like, for those who don't know, I have my public health degree, and I used to work in substance abuse prevention.
That's on period.
So I'm semi-passionate about like when it comes to people drinking and doing drugs and not doing those things, because it's like, you know, you don't have to be stuck in those things. And so I think for the average person, if If you are a drinker and you're thinking to yourself like, hey, I need alcohol to have fun.
That's a problem.
It's a problem because you have to think about why is that fun for you? Like what about it is fun, and dig deeper in that. And rectify that.
I'm gonna be like, we're just gonna like, loosen up a little bit. It helps us loosen up. Like a lot.
Why are you tense?
I hear that. I hear that all the time. Like I just need to have a drink because I just need to loosen up. I had a long day and all of those different things. It's like, why is it alcohol that you have to go to in order to do that?
Right.
Like, and so I think one of the things that's like really important is that we have to make sure that we are not bound by a substance, like we go to a substance, whatever that is, in order to get us into a better space, because at the end of the day, it could become an idol. I don't want to go that far, but that's what that is.
That's what it ends up happening, though.
You become so attached to it, and it's like you need it and all that. And I don't want to give anything that much power. Like I think we should have the ability to be like, okay, cool, we're not doing that. That's fine. I think once it becomes problematic, you've given that thing power. You should have the ability to be like, okay, cool. I'm not on social media for a week or 30 days. It's not going to bother me. Right. I'm good. Like that's self-control.
Right.
And anything that comes to rob you of self-control is a threat. So whether it's alcohol, whether it's smoking, whether it's all that, we should have the ability to do that. And I think that's like really, really key to keep ourselves in a space where we can give up anything. Like, I think that's where you need to be. That's self-control. Nothing has me bound but God.
Like, no, that's really good. I think it's important for people to hear that because it's key.
It's key. So it's clear, like we have tons of non-negotiables, but there are things that we must have. So like if I flip the questions to you, like what are some things that we must have in our lives?
We absolutely need a village. Like we cannot, I mean, we talked about it a lot already, but we cannot do life without our village. Our village for us looks like our families, right? So like my mom and dad, your mom, your siblings, right? Our siblings, our village look like our church family. A lot of our church family too, like our pastors and some of the other leaders, but also those who are in our lives as like spiritual sons and daughters. Our village is key because our village is what helps us, I think, to be us. Like, I think our village helps us. Sometimes our village can ground us. Sometimes our village can stress us out. But sometimes our village can help make life easier for us, whether it's helping us with the children, or if we're going through a rough patch in life, they're able to kind of be there for us to pray with us. And so
they ground us too, because like we're a part of their village. And so it's like, sometimes it's not all about all the crazy things that are happening, but it's showing up for somebody else. Like calling and checking up on them, making sure things are going good and all these different things. Like,
for sure.
We have to do life of a village. Listen, man, it's so much power in it. There's so much power in it. And I love the fact that our families now is getting to see it.
Right.
Like our children are getting ready to see it. Like they love their,
for sure.
They love their village. So I'm right there with you. Absolutely. We absolutely do need a village. What do we have to do life with? Is that was the question, right? So
I would say, I mean, part of that village is like, I think for us, making sure that we have like good friends and like community around us, like for us as individuals and for us as a couple. So when I think about our village, I think about our family holistically, like as a whole. But then when I think about our friends who are part of our village, like our friends really help us to be us and help us to have relationship and community with one another. So like my friends are there in my life to let me have my hair down. Like I can be Meima. Like I don't no mommy, no wife, no pastor, no like this lady over here, whatever. It's like I can just be Meima.
Especially the friends that we knew since we were like young.
Oh my goodness.
They get around and they don't care that we're pastors.
No,
they be like
they're like, don't think I forgot about when you was doing this and that.
Like when they see some of them go to church, and when I see them, I'll be running away from them because they be like we're friends, but it's like they'd be like, "Yo, we were like
we was rolling deep.
We was rolling deep together." Like, and I love that. And I think it's like I think we're watching something with Michelle Obama where she's like she keeps friends in different seasons in her life, and I think that's something that we've done. I think friends are great. We've definitely had some non-negotiables with friends too. I mean, I think when it comes to certain choices that friends make in their own personal lives, can dictate the level of closeness that we have with them,
right?
Which is really, it can be really a challenging thing.
Yeah, it definitely can be.
Because I think we are a reflection of one another.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, we all grow and go through different phases and spaces of life, right? And that's not to say that our friends can't do that. Mm-hmm. But I do think that sometimes as we all grow up and grow older, there's a shift in who we choose to be, right? And sometimes our friends choose to be a particular type of person or be a particular type of way that's just in disalignment with what we believe. And so that's when we have to make a choice, whether, you know, I don't know if we can be as close as friends as we have been in the past.
That has happened to me in the past, in past relationships, where it's a decision that a friend made that had nothing to do with me. But it was just like, man, because you made this decision consciously and you were like, that's affecting our friendship. Yeah. And that's affecting the level of closeness that we have. Yeah. And, you know, that's tough because sometimes you want to show up for people. Yeah. Right. You want to be there for people through, especially friendships and people you love. You want to be there with them through the ups and the downs. Right. But there are some downs that call for distance. Yeah. And then you just pray for them.
Yeah. What I've learned is that, and I think it's twofold, is that like sometimes in life your friends go through things that you actually have to step away from them for, not for the sake of you, but for them. Like they need to go through that season of their life by themselves. like you can't be there for that. And then secondly, I think that sometimes while friends go through things and they want us to be apart, we have to also recognize and understand it's like, well, maybe I can't. I can't because it just like I don't know, I'm too conflicted maybe, or maybe I have to step away because I recognize that I'm hindering you even. So we have to be mature enough to even say like, nah, I can't be in the space with you. Like you got to do this for you. And I'll be here. I'll be thinking about you. I'll be praying for you. But, you know, there's the separation that sometimes needs to happen. Yeah. And I think it's been hard. I think we both have had friendship breakups that have been really tough.
Yeah. Non-negotiables with friendship breakups is definitely like, I can help you from your mess, but I'm not going to get dragged down in your mess. Yeah. Like I can help you, but I ain't going to get messy with you. Yeah. Like I'll get messy from picking you up, but I'm not gonna get dragged down with you. I think that's huge. Like that's huge, and I think that's one of a tough thing that a lot of like millennials deal with. Loyalty, and sometimes loyalty looks like if I'm down and down, you got to get there with me. I was gonna say
that's the thing. Yeah,
loyalty don't got to look like that. I got your back, but at the end of the day, I got to help you make wise decisions. You got to help me make wise decisions. Right. And when you make an unwise decision, just because I'm not choosing to make an unwise decision with you, don't mean that I don't have your back.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I know it's tough.
It's definitely tough. Any other things that we have to do life with? What are some things that we must do life with? Like the more that I think about it, I think this is so you too. Like you got to do life with fun. There has to be some level of fun.
Life can't be boring, guys. Like
some level of fun.
You gotta have fun.
I think
you only got one life to live.
I think that goes across the board for everyone, and everyone there's a lot of pressure in society right now. Whether you are a college student, whether you are working in the field, whether you are married, whether you are a parent, like there's a lot of pressures to just do so much and accomplish so much and all of those different things. And I think one of the things that we need to remember that life, this is huge for you, life is a journey. It's not about the destination. And so it's about how you're doing the day to day, not just where you want to go. Right. And sometimes I remember I say this in ministry all the time, like when we're doing a big event, I'm like, guys, please enjoy this. Yes. Like I say it all the time. I'm like, enjoy this because I remember my early years of doing conferences and touring and doing all this stuff. And I used to be so focused on the end goal before I knew it was over. And I'm like, man, now I look back, I'm like, that was 5-6 years. I really didn't enjoy it.
And you know, that's such a good point. And I'm glad you brought that up, something that we have to do in life, because even sitting here now, right? Like you're 33, I'm 32. Think about the past 30 some odd years of our life. Right. There have been moments where we can unfortunately say that we weren't able to enjoy it in the moment because of so many different reasons.
We're so busy doing things that were so insignificant.
Yeah.
They looked like they were significant at the time, but in reality, they weren't.
Yeah. And so it's like right now. So like if you're recognizing that even for yourself right now, is like make a choice today to just enjoy every single moment of life. Like every time you get with a friend, enjoy that moment, disconnect. Anytime you're with family, like enjoy that moment with your spouse, when you're with your kids. Really get connected and just be in the moment, because these are the moments that you remember. Yeah. when you're in the moment, you're gonna remember that moment. Like anytime I meet with people, I always like put my phone away and I'm like in the moment, because I'm just like, I want to be here with you on our date nights. Yep. I'd be like, babe,
put the phone away, be in the moment.
We're here in the moment. And yeah, I would definitely say that's a non-negotiable for us, is learning how to be in the moment with everything, with ministry, with jobs, with our kids.
Because you think, the way you think in your mind is like, oh, when I get there, I'm going to enjoy it. And when I get to that job, when I get to that salary, when I have the husband or the wife, when I have the children, I'm going to sit and enjoy it. But it's not true. No. Because you're always going to be thinking about the next and the next and the next and the next. And the reality is you're there now. Yeah. You're here now. Yeah. Like there are things for you to enjoy now. Like have fun, laugh, and all those different things. Like that's one of the things I love about what we do and how we do it, is like we laugh. Yeah. Like we make sure we laugh. We find things to laugh about, and we find things and it's not that we don't have stressors. I mean, we had a kid in the NICU and we still found ways to laugh for those 40 days. Right. Because it's a gift. Right. That ability is a gift. So definitely have fun in the best way possible and make that a part of your everyday life. Right. I think that's one of the huge things that we do, that we have to do life with. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that really sums it up for what the Pierre way. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is when it comes to your life, you have to have non-negotiables. Yeah. Like when you think about what is the Pierre way of doing non-negotiables, it's a way to keep you safe, and it's a way to keep your future safe, and it's a way to help you achieve the life that you set out to achieve. Those are the non-negotiable things. It's like whatever your non-negotiables are, it's there to help you get to where you want to get to, and it's there to help you create the life that you intend on creating. And if you don't have them, it's like anything can happen. Right. Anything and everything is fair game. Right. And so the Pierre way on doing life and on non-negotiables is have them and see how they're gonna lead you to create the life that you definitely want to live. Yeah. And I know there are some ridiculous non-negotiables out there. Like I know that there are some people that have like, I don't do this, I don't do that. I think there's some extremes, and then on both ends, like I don't have any non-negotiables. It's all fair game. Yeah. And then I think there's some that are just like, whoa, that's just a lot. Like loosen up and like relax a bit and all that. But as you say, do what works for you. Listen, do what works for you. Do what works for you. Do what brings peace in your home. Do what works for your household, for your marriage, for your children. Do in accordance to the will of God and what the word of God says. Do what works for you. So, and that is the Pierre way. So that's the Pierre way of doing non-negotiables. Yeah. So y'all, please be sure to engage with us. Make sure you follow us, like things, subscribe, do all the things. We want to engage with you. Let us know your non-negotiables. And I want to hear some ridiculous non-negotiables. Like, I don't know what you mean by ridiculous. I want to share some things that you'd be like, absolutely. I know some people be like, oh, they have icks. That's a big thing right now. Icks. Some of those. Drop your icks in the comments. You know what icks are? Is like reasons why someone can't be with someone. It's really not a flaw at all. It's just something that it's just dumb stuff. Like it just be like, oh, it's an ick if he's bow-legged. I'm done. It's an ick if he swings his legs when he's sitting down. No, we gotta end this episode right here. No, that's ridiculous. It's an ick if he swings his leg, but you're single and been single. Okay, we're not gonna do that today. Like we can. We just want to know what you think that they are. Not singles, please. Your non-negotiables, please have them make sense. You are single, okay? Have them make sense. Don't write somebody out because when they sit down, they swinging their legs on a chair. That's so stupid. Yo, we love y'all so much. No, people be writing people off because they chew gum when they talking. That's what? Well. That's not a non-negotiable. This is not what this episode is about. That doesn't help you get to your destination. It doesn't help you achieve the life you want to create. Chewing gum and swing your legs does not do all of that.
Yeah.
So I know there's some crazy ones out there. Let us know your icks. Let us know your non-negotiables. Let's keep the conversation going, and let's see what that leads us, y'all. We love you. Next week is going to be amazing. We hope your holidays went really well, and y'all listen to some good music and enjoy the rest of your week. We love y'all.
Bye.
We're going up. We're going forward.